But ultimately, what history's telling us is the team that is most coordinated, that channels energy, always wins. And Bitcoin's a good bet just because it's digital energy, and the advantage you have versus using metallic energy in the form of gold or using political energy in the form of fiat paper is so much greater that, that the deck is just stacked against everybody else. Now the question is just who's going to jump on it and how fast. Which politician, which big tech company, right? If Apple gets on Bitcoin, you know, they generate $1 trillion of additional market cap just on the balance sheet maneuver. That's the first trillion. If they build it into an iPhone, you make another trillion. If you're smart, you have a $10 trillion asset in your cloud and you become a $10 trillion bank. If they do it, or they don't do it, right? The world's full of examples of empires topple because they did not embrace a new technology. You know, the Romans needed the Etruscans to whiff, you know, and for the Greeks to take their eye off the ball, and then, you know, one thing leads to another. And when you get enough power, you start to become more closed-minded. Right? If you have enough money and enough power, you don't need to learn anything new. What we see going on right now is every single powerful person in the world is asked the question, what do you think of Bitcoin? Everybody, the premier of, you know, of Russia, every world leader, every major investor, every major influencer, everybody's got to have an opinion. Ask yourself the question, how many of them spend 100 hours studying Bitcoin to form an opinion? I don't think there's a single person with a negative opinion that spent 100 hours studying it. I mean, I don't think you're out on the limb there. I just think the world's full of people that they haven't spent 10 hours studying it. And yet, if I walked up to you in 1900 and I said, I got electricity, I want you to put it in your building. I want you to put it into your carriage. I want you to put it into your ship. Or I want you to, you know, you manufacture food, you know, I want you to use electricity instead of steam power or mechanical power. Okay, how many people would stop and study it, and how many would think they would master it and figure it out with 1 hour of consideration? Oh, would you know how to wire, you know, Hershey's, Pennsylvania, you know, or a meat packing plant, you know, or a ship with electricity in 100 hours? 1,000 hours? How many hours does it take to figure it out? And what are the consequences of not figuring it out? I think the consequences are over 30 years, you go out of business, right?